Jack Tudor is a professor of politics at Swansea University in Wales. Professor, great to see you, great to have you on the show. So it seems like both sides are downplaying this attack.
Absolutely, Bob. Thank you for having me today. It's important to realise in this situation that further escalation isn't in either side's interest. The strikes that we've seen in the last few days have principally been concerned with saving face. Both Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel and Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in Iran are facing tough domestic landscapes right now. Netanyahu has the demands for the return of hostages with protests on the street, and Khamenei has seen over the last couple of years a breakdown in support and order within Iran domestically. So there really isn't any desire regionally or internationally for further direct conflict between these two nations.
And it said that there is no further response, and Iran also said that no plans for a response. So what will happen next?
Next, we will likely go back to what we've been seeing before these direct strikes. That is to say, Iran will act against Israel, who it sees to be its enemy in the region, through its proxy forces. So Hamas, Hezbollah, perhaps Houthi rebels. We're unlikely to see more direct conflict between these two states, because we have to remember that this missile strike from Iran that led to the response we're seeing today from Israel was unprecedented. Iran had not launched an attack on Israel from its soil in history since. So we're likely to go back to what would be the status quo, a proxy war between these two states in the region.
And Qatar's Prime Minister said that the country is re-evaluating its role as mediator between Israel and Hamas. So it seems like the ceasefire talks are at a standstill at this point.
It's getting increasingly difficult to see that a ceasefire is a viable result of talks between these two states now. Israel's principal demand is the return of the hostages taken by Hamas, but intelligence estimates suggest that Iran and indeed Hamas might not be in a position to facilitate that deal. Hamas may not have enough living hostages left to meet the demands of Israel. The fact that the last round of ceasefire talks in Cairo collapsed means that there's not much stomach for further talks, which is why we're seeing regional powers like Qatar step back and rethink their role in these talks.
And how do you assess the international community's response to this incident? And ever since the attack last night, we have received lots of reactions so far. So we have got some reactions from China, Britain, Jordan, Germany, and G7 foreign ministers and Japan.
Well, the international community was not in favour of this additional strike. The US and the UK put pressure on Israel to leave their attack where it was, to take what President Joe Biden of the United States called a win. He saw the Iranian missile attack as essentially a paper tiger, an easily anticipated, easily thwarted retaliation to the strike on the Quds Force Command Center in Damascus. The international community has also been very clear that they will not support Israel in further aggression, direct aggression, against Iran. So my assessment of the international community's response is that we're going to see more of the same. We're going to see pressure from international diplomats to say, stop now, stop with the direct confrontation with Iran, and instead go back to focusing on your offensive against Rafah, against Hamas.
Thank you very much. That is Jack Tudor, Professor of Politics at Swansea University in Wales.
Thank you.